And this whole thing, honestly, I didn't, you know how much stuff I put on the internet and nobody pays attention to?
Really?
So, I have an OnlyFans page.
Okay.
I'm an artist, but you know, life be lifing, so you gotta do what you gotta do. I did something strange for a little change.
No, my body count is very low. Sorry.
Did you
I
count
don't
it?
consider, my personal body count is low. I don't consider work. It don't matter.
Oh, work
That's not
bodies
the
don't
same
count.
Our guy, Ugly Money Nietzsche from the Ugly Money podcast, sat down with Keisha Chavez, Joe Smith's wife. You know, you remember the wife that joined OnlyFans behind his back? What do you do when your wife joins OnlyFans behind your back? This was a good interview. I think it's interesting. Some of the theories I had thought about were actually confirmed in this interview.
You know, I hope that this helps him find himself and he finds a new, Joe is the man. Like, the comments for him are insane. Like, people love him. Mm-hmm. They're like, I'm a horrible person. Like, I got death threats and shit. Like people really want to do f***ery to me, they say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good. My girlfriend called me today. She's like, I hope you carrying that with you. I'm like, yeah, I got it. She's like, not in the car, bitch, on you, you know, because they're in her DMs trolling. Like, it's weird. So, you know, I hope he understands that he's a very important person to a lot of people.
Yeah, man. He was established. You don't just get to be the #1 draft pick and a University of Maryland legend by accident. You got some people that love you out there. Most definitely.
Joe Smith.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
ain't gonna water him down.
No, not at all. Yeah. And neither will I. Like, I'm not going to say that Joe hasn't been doing anything. He does what he can do in the capacity that he can do it. You know, like, we all have responsibilities in our house. He takes care of the rent. I take care of the property in Cape Verde. My daughter handles the utilities, you know. But sometimes one of us can fall short, you know. Sometimes he falls short, you know. Sometimes his falling short is a little bit too much because he doesn't communicate.
This was one of the things that I think disturbed a lot of people, is that she started to volunteer information about his financial situation. So now this is a public place of discussion, you know what I mean? This is why you got to be a provider in most relationships. Men have to be the provider, because otherwise it seems like your woman will start to resent you for it, you know, or she'll try to start making other ways of making money that might not be the best for you and your public persona, especially if you're somebody of note. So in this case, she decides to say, oh yeah, I want to figure out how to make some more money. I'm going to start an OnlyFans.
And this whole thing, honestly, I didn't, you know how much stuff I put on the internet and nobody pays attention to?
Really?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I didn't think anybody was really going to
watch.
Nobody taps in anyway.
Yeah.
You know? But they tapped into that. And I'm sorry, babe.
So basically, this is just a oops moment for her. She didn't think y'all were really watching, so she decided to basically drive her marriage into a brick wall. This is crazy. But as I suspected, this was a money play. The whole video was a money play. So people on both sides of the argument, people said it's real, it's real. People said it's a sketch. It's a little of both. She purposely filmed this situation, this interaction, without Joe really being in on it. As far as we know right now, that seems to be the play that's going on in order to now garner attention that can raise her OnlyFans profile. Yeah, that OnlyFans is ridiculous right now. Her OnlyFans is at a level right now that's downright insane if you think about it. Her OnlyFans has increased so much. You guys are really checking for older woman content, apparently. You know, she said she's in her 50s, but it seems like somebody out there wants to see this. I don't know if it's out of curiosity or what, but there's been a spike in her traffic on her OnlyFans.
I was in the top 22% before.
Yeah.
I'm in the top 0.47 right now.
Ching, ching, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be able to just, give you what you want.
Hey, I can see why they subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You are a lovely lady.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. I saw Cameron. He was shooting. Well, he was being a little flirtatious with you.
Yeah, he made me blush.
Yeah, he might. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see if Nietzsche can make you blush too. Goddamn.
Cameron was so funny. The way he was trying to shoot us out, he did not care. He's like, I remember you. I remember you back in them classic videos. Cameron was a man on a mission. The top 4.47%, that's above 1%. She's moved up there to the levels of some of the top women on OnlyFans. So if you listen to the last part of my last video, you knew what she was. I don't know. You might not want to be broken up about it, and you might want to figure out how to make it work, because she's out here getting attention that, and probably money, which is advice that I normally don't want to give out on this type of topic to a man like Joe Smith. I don't normally suggest this type of advice, but we're in an emergency situation here. If your wife is about to be up, Joe, I suggest you go home. It's been reported that he left home and hasn't come back. She's really upset about that. But I mean, you can totally understand why. It's a reasonable response. But you might want to put her to work. It seems to be out here working. You don't want to go through the drama and not be able to reap the benefits of your wife being in the top 0.4% of OnlyFans. You might need to go ahead and ride this thing out. I'm just going to say. If she's going to make this kind of play, right, for the attention, she's made it to where a woman in her 50s can have a top 0.47 OnlyFans account competing with women in their 20s and 30s. And you know what I'm saying? Like, this is serious money. I mean, now we got to be honest. Not a lot of women are making money on OnlyFans. That's what's been revealed. The majority of women aren't making $700 a month, I think was the report that we saw one time. But if I was Joe Smith, you might want to think about it. You might want to ride this thing out, because she made the choice already. And you made the choice to be with her, knowing her background as an adult performer, And not only is she an adult performer, I mentioned that she was an actress, but she's also a singer. She went overseas and had a whole singing career that we didn't even know about. I thought this was a good point, because this was a moment where she brought up the fact that, it would be ideal for now that adult content has been monetized on the internet, there should be a way for the people that were participants in it in the video era that didn't sign a contract for any internet usage get compensated. This is a really smart play, you know what I mean? Like, say what you want about her, but she's not a dummy. She's kind of making some moves that are interesting.
Yeah. A lot of the white females were able to get residuals, which is something that a friend of mine and I are going to start looking into.
For sure.
Now that I have a platform for it, we're going to go back and see if we can monetize everybody monetizing off of me, because I didn't sign up for internet. I signed up for your video.
Oh, you're right. You got a whole nother bag waiting.
Right, exactly. So it's a conversation that's about to be had with not just myself, but a couple of other stars, Heather, Janet Jack Me, Champagne Pendavis. We're going to rally up and get our money, because we deserve it.
We need them coins.
Yes.
She said it herself. The link to her OnlyFans has been on her Instagram and her LinkedIn. I didn't know you could put OnlyFans links on LinkedIn. This is crazy. But, in a way, it kind of makes sense. People at work, they might be thinking about something else a little different. And she just slides that link in there. Plus, I believe she has a dog sitting business or a dog care business, which is kind of cool. But if your wife has put that information in her bio and you just didn't click on it, you've never noticed, you didn't pay attention, yeah, that's a lack in discernment. You have to be at least aware of what your wife is up to. if she's upstairs in the room all day while you're at work for her moving company, getting it in a solo video and answering messages from other dudes.
So yeah, more than the top 1%. You're in the top. What do you say? Top what?
Top point, like it's like the point, and then 0.47 or something.
So it's active.
Yeah, active.
Let's just say
0.4. Yeah, 0.47.
Let's just say the bills are getting paid this month.
This month, yes, and I'm very proud to do it.
That was the whole purpose of doing it, correct?
Actually, no, I didn't have any. It wasn't. I didn't come in this with a agenda.
I don't know. Do we believe her? Do we believe that there was no agenda? Do we believe that she had no idea that this video or any video that she put up could potentially blow her OnlyFans up? You know what I mean? Do we believe that? I don't know. Because not only she's actually in the top 0.047. So that's ridiculous. She's at the top of OnlyFans. That means there's people making millions of dollars on OnlyFans. I know it's only been a short amount of time, but this is crazy. This is crazy. A woman in her 50s is that in demand right now, just in a blink of an eye. You know, she was just on TMZ last week. Like, you know, she's getting a lot of press. She's all over the place on different shows, and she's capitalizing on this momentum. But yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And it's working. I was making a little bit of money on it, and I really wasn't posting anything too much because I was trying to be low key with it. So I had a couple of pictures, you know, like you can scroll back through the timeline and see how often I post.
The most interesting part of this interview for me was when she broke down how Joe Smith got into the financial situation that he was in. He had originally told her he had 2 children when they met. He actually ended up having 6 between 5 baby moms. So there you go. You know, the athletes and the child support situation. Plus, there were actually women he was dating that were allegedly stealing from him in the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
When you met him, do you think that he was capping about his financial stability, or
he wouldn't allow me access. I had no idea about, like, I would go through mail and I would be like, oh, how much money do you have in your bank account? I'm like, I don't know. Like, he legit did know, and I'd be like, well, you have this much over here and not that much over there. You know what I'm saying? But he had a lot of bad women in his life, you know, prior to me, who were not forthright or honest with their dealings with his finances, the ex-wife included. Excuse me. So that being said, when it came to me, I'd be like, babe, I need a couple of dollars to go to the store. Let me get your card. No, I'm going to go to the bank and I'll get the money and I'll be right back with the money. Like, what the hell? You know, it took a long time for him to trust me with stuff.
He was traumatized by it?
Hell yeah, and I don't blame him too. If you walk off with $100,000 of my money and the police don't do nothing and say it's he say, she say, what kind of shit is that?
How did Monica Slaughter steal over $100,000?
They were dating. They were dating, and he left her at the house while he was going to practice or something, and she found the checks, and her and this guy went and did what they did. Like, I have her on tape telling me that if I tell you how I got the money, one of the baby moms is going to have issues or something like that. Like, it was a cahoots type thing, and I know exactly with who it was because these freaking stupid birds are on Twitter talking with each other. Like, it was really weird shit. And then making fake pages for me. Do you know who Yasmin Penn Davis is? When I tell you, I left the country to change everything, to become Kiss Major, you know? And then I come back here and you throw this shit in my face. Like, what kind of, like, in public, there was no Yasmin persona. But after she did that, oh, well, I guess I have to embrace, you know?
0.4%.
Right. And then, you know, and then when hit the fan and money was necessary, then, well, I'm going to do what I got to do.
I think she's Lil Fizz's baby mama now, too.
Yeah, one of those B2K.
Beware, brother. Beware. Beware. Beware.
That's the big one from this interview, man. Fellas, we got to be careful with the women we keep around us, because even if you got it, there's always somebody working to take it away from you. millions of dollars. You probably not even thinking. You're like, well, whatever. I got money laying around the house and checks and things. And yeah, that's the crazy part. The crazy part is that a woman like that could come into your life and separate you from that. A woman of note. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's crazy. But anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Could you live with this type of situation? Could you take your wife being on OnlyFans? I mean, she's already been in the business, the adult entertainment industry. I mean, at this point, could you just cut your losses and let her thrive and blow up and pay all the bills and give you your real retirement? I don't know. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification for all uploads. If you want to see more, please watch one of these videos down below. This is Faucette Media.